It's time for some ODAC hoops here in the Hill City. Hello and welcome in to Turner Gymnasium as the Lynchburg Hornets host the Roanoke Maroons. I'm Joe Brennan here today for LHSN as Lynchburg looks to protect their home floor. They were 5-0 coming into their last home matchup against the Hampton-Sydney Tigers, where Lynchburg ultimately fell for the first time on their own hardwood to the 10th ranked Hampton-Sydney Tigers. Nonetheless, a chance for redemption and coming in hot off a 2-game win streak, picking up their first 2 road wins of the season. It was a close affair in both contests, winning 79-78 against Eastern Mennonite and 72-68 against the Shenandoah Hornets. But they will have their hands full tonight with one of the top teams in the Old Dominion Athletic Conference. With that being said, let's take a look at how these two teams match up tonight by the numbers. Roanoke sports one of, if not the most high-flying, prolific offenses in the conference. They lead all teams in scoring, hovering around 85 points per game, and they do so quite efficiently. Also tied for first in field goal percentage with Ferrum at 50%. We get you right down to the 100th of 50.01% over that half mark. Also extremely efficient from beyond the arc, right around 40% from 3. This Lynchburg team allows opponents to shoot about 37% from the perimeter. That's something we'll have an eye on. And then an even battle in the rebounding category. But once again, turnovers have been an issue for the Hornets all season long. But we've got some names to look out for today. Starting for the Lynchburg Hornets, once Pearson Young went down, who's now back into the lineup, it was Mike Gray who came onto the scene, and he has been scorching hot ever since. 6 games with double figures, 3 of which where he surpassed the 20-point mark. And on the other side of things, for the Roanoke Maroons, they sport one of, if not the best players in the Old Dominion Athletic Conference with Joshua McClary. McClary, 4th in the conference in scoring, 1st in the conference for assists for a 2nd consecutive season, and 1st in steals at 2.1 at 2.4, pardon me, as he'll look to disrupt this Lynchburg offense that has struggled with turnovers all season long. Nonetheless, the stage is set here in Turner Gymnasium, and the Hornets look to add a signature win to their resume here on their home floor tonight. Let's walk you through the starting lineups for today. First, for the Roanoke Maroons. In the backcourt, it'll be Joshua McClary alongside Jackson Bell, who has come on this scene as of late. Alongside him, it's Marcus Morgan, a big-time returning starter for this Maroons team. And in the front court, it's Clevenger alongside O'Malley. They bring a lot of size to this team, standing at 6'6" and 6'5". Now on the other side of things for the Lynchburg Hornets, it's Pearson Young, Jake Hart, and Michael Gray, a 3-guard tandem that should be quite explosive today offensively for the Hornets. Then in that front court, you have a freshman and a senior with Jamarcus Brown and Jonathan Faust. No Mason Makovic once again. Makovic has been sidelined due to a back injury for the last 3 or 4 games. And also no Jason Easton still, who is sidelined indefinitely. Nonetheless, that backcourt has really had to come alive and go deeper into the bench. We've seen guys like Henderson and Faust and Bugs take big leaps in production since those 2 bigs have been out. But with that being said, we've also seen the rebounding numbers go down slightly. Lynchburg was hovering around 43, 44 rebounds per game. They were 1st in the ODAC, really led by Makovic, who's a towering presence on the interior. Nonetheless, when you have a backcourt with guys like Pearson Young and Jake Hart, who aren't afraid to get dirty on the inside and also have the speed and awareness to chase down those longer rebounds, it bodes well for a team that's losing 2 of their starting big men. This is a Roanoke team that's coming off a 10-point victory over Virginia Wesleyan. Both teams were receiving votes in D3Hoops.com's top 25 Roanoke still hovering around that top 25, trying to secure a spot in the national rankings. Right now, 3 teams in the ODAC with a spot in the top 25. The Maroons, they went on a hot streak in the first half. That's something we'll need to be aware of for the Hornet faithful here today. The Maroons closed the first half in their last game on a 27-9 run over the last 10 minutes. They shot 65% in that first half. We'll see what we've got in store for us here today. Faust at the center circle, matched up with O'Malley. The senior climbs the ladder and claims possession for the Lynchburg Hornets. It's Hart orchestrating the offense over the high screen and roll. Dishes over to Young. He rises and rattles out. A fight for the rebound as it's cleaned by O'Malley. He'll set it up with a senior guard out of Charlotte, North Carolina, McClary. Here's a shot from Bell, no hesitation. Draws left iron and the rebound falls in the lap of Young. Poked away, they'll say last touched by McClary. You can already see the defensive intensity and the pressure that he provides for the Maroons on the perimeter. Nearly got a turnover forced right there. Hart the inbound. Gray guarded by McClary, reverses the floor. Faust hesitates, now back out for Hart. Faust, a straightaway 3. No good. Here comes McClary the other way. Spinning to the right side, step back jumper, no good, missed everything. Gray looks to push with pace. Young from 3, buries it. Pearson Young with the first points of this evening. The Hornets jump out to a 3-0 advantage. Now they come into a 1-3-1 zone. McClary for Bell, spot up shooter, knocks it down. Jackson Bell, the most surprising leap in production from a year ago. Averaged 2.1 minutes per game and 0.9 points per game. He only took 5 shots last season. As Roanoke nearly comes away with a turnover, Lynchburg reclaims. Hart with 10 on the shot clock, underneath to Faust. Pumps, goes up strong, and puts it through. Jackson Bell, who knocked down the triple on the last time down the floor for Roanoke. This season averaging 11.4 points per game as he looks to attack once again. He is shooting 56% from the floor, 43% from 3, as Marcus Morgan can't convert on his triple. Hart being harassed by a host of Maroons, draws contact. The whistle was called on McClary. That's his first. Pearson Young will inbound for the Lynchburg Hornets right in front of the Roanoke bench. Mike Gray from way downtown. Money! Michael Gray has been the man on fire as of late, averaging over 17 points per game in his last 6 contests. Comes out shooting it aggressive tonight. Faust being bullied down low. Great weak side help from Brown, but a foul was called. Good awareness on the weak side help from the freshman. We've said it over and over again here in Turner this season. Jamarcus Brown is a freshman, but he certainly does not play like one. Put himself on the map during the dunk contest during Midnight Madness to really get the energy going for this season and also for this freshman class. He was jumping out of the gym, and then in the Warren Wilson game, which I believe was the first home game here this season for the Hornets, some high-flying dunks from the high school high and long jump state champion. 8-3, 3 minutes into the contest. Pearson Young at the angle. Takes a high screen from Faust. Now from Brown. Dribbling through traffic. He spots up a pull-up three-pointer that clangs off the front of the rim. O'Malley adds another board to his tally. Marcus Morgan. McClary now driving. Kicked in the corner. Back up top, Morgan. Morgan lost the handle. Laid out in front for Michael Gray. Can't convert on the lay-in. Hart offensive rebound. Looking for some help. Finds Faust and draws a whistle. That will be the second foul on McClary. Early foul trouble for the last guy you'll want to see in it if you're head coach Clay Nunley. So a pair of substitutions. Design play for Gray from the angle, no good. Faust climbs the ladder for the board. Gray will reset. Underneath Brown. Lost the handle, he's got to get it up. Brown able to get it off the rim, so no shot clock violation, but it does the same. Here comes Roanoke. It's Morgan. Sent back the other way. And Faust lost his dribble. O'Malley at the nail, dishes over to Morse. Beautiful bounce pass to a cutter, but Gaither couldn't put it through. Gets it right back, drives baseline. Kicked in the corner. Up top to the elbow, Mouse in the house. Morse extra pass. And a great rebound off the box out by Hart. Hart standing at 6'2", drastically undersized against the 6'7" senior in Morse. Nonetheless, was able to hold his own. Back up top, Jamarcus Brown, straightaway three, no good. And Roanoke wants a timeout as Clay Nunley wants to talk things over. We will step aside momentarily. About 5 minutes through, Hornets up by 5. And we welcome you back into Turner Gymnasium, a midweek matchup between the Lynchburg Hornets and the Roanoke Maroons. Roanoke came into this game averaging 85 points per game. That's the #1 spot in the ODAC. They've struggled offensively here out of the gates, just 1 out of 7 from the floor. Scoreless in the last 4 minutes. Stanley working on Bugs. They try and drive baseline through traffic. Morgan draws the foul. He'll head to the charity stripe for a pair. Foul was called on Hart. That is his first of the evening. Oh, and pardon me, they'll actually call that one on the floor, so no free throws for the Maroons quite yet. Good pass from Morgan to Morse. Now Morse in traffic, over the top of Bugs, no good. Young corrals the board. Outlet pass to Hart. Other side, Eli Thomas. can't get the bucket but earns the foul and a trip to the free throw line. Eli Thomas, someone that head coach Hillary Scott has really praised for his passionate enthusiasm and energy that he brings to the team. A guy that didn't get to play last season due to injury, as he can't convert on the front end. And Henderson alongside Callaway checking. But Thomas, someone that is the definition of a guy that knows his role, and Scott praised him for saying, you know, a lot of guys in basketball just want to score the ball. Thomas wants to do everything else. A guy that's phenomenal at rebounding for his size, a good passer, and a really terrific defender as well. Great at moving his feet laterally. Nonetheless, it stays at a 5-point ball game after 2 missed free throws. That's been another bugaboo of sorts for Lynchburg this season. Poked away from Morgan, able to regather, now driving in with the left, kicks outside. Underneath at the baseline, a beautiful finish from Ryan Truitt. Hart, he's gonna try it from deep. Jake Hart! Count it from 3. He doesn't shoot those very often. This season, Jake Hart has only attempted about 6 triples. Nonetheless, he's shooting it at a 28% clip. Morgan goes up, no good. Bugs the board. Hart will reset at the logo. Driving left, dishes underneath to a cutting Henderson, but a foul called on Porter Stanley. The 6'10" junior out of Columbia, South Carolina, with a little too much contact. And Lynchburg with possession with 12:43 to go here in the first half, leading 11-5. (11-5) our score. Lynchburg with possession. Currently out in front of the Roanoke Maroons. When you take a look at the ONAC standings, there's obviously a lot of basketball left to be played. Roanoke currently tied for first with a record of 5-1. As Callaway tries a deep 3, but Henderson an offensive rebound. Bugs left wide open. Bugs good from deep. Don't let the big fella surprise you. He can stroke it from deep. McClary back into the ball game. Off balance shot. Thomas the rebound. Able to keep his balance and keep it in play. Henderson drops it off for Young. Young being harassed on the outside. This Roanoke team so good at causing disruption and forcing turnovers. Right there, Ryan Truitt picks up a foul. That will be his second personal and the team's fifth. Already foul trouble. He has 2. McClary has 2 as well. Inbound to Young. Young driving with the right hand. Young goes up. No good. Offensive rebound. The putback and the finish from Buggs. Lynchburg with their largest lead of the evening, 16-5. It's been a cold start for Roanoke from the field. And another missed shot. Young will slow things down. Reverses the floor in the corner. Henderson rattles out. And a beautiful box out in the lane set by Morse. He's had 5+ rebounds in 6 games this season. McClary drives right, help comes, and forces another miss. Roanoke has just made 1 of their last 10 shots from the field. Thomas looking for help, finds Buggs. That shot clock dwindling now at 5. Young's got to go. Just heaves up a prayer and a shot clock violation. You start to see the leadership from Pearson Young, trying to communicate and rally with his teammates. Obviously some miscommunication when you let the shot clock go all the way down to 6 or 7 when you haven't done anything offensively with that possession. A chance for Roanoke to respond here. McClary once again just trying to force the issue. Doesn't get the call, doesn't get the bucket, but Buggs loses the handle, out of bounds. Roanoke with possession underneath their own basket. Morse draws contact from Henderson. You can see he didn't agree with it, and just keeping his arms straight up in the air, trying to plead his case. Nonetheless, he will not be overruled. Morse this season shooting 85% from the charity stripe. Connects on the front end. As Bell and Morgan return to the hardwood. Miscommunication, but Thomas has the awareness to come right back for it. Thomas in the corner, drives inside, through contact, no call. Batted around, and a foul was called. Eli Thomas earns the personal. Must have come right there at the latter stages of that possession. Morse at the top of the perimeter. A dribble handoff for Morgan. Swings it right back in the corner for Morse. Driving into the lane. Dishes out for Bell, and it's a turnover. And how about this? Mason McCovic checking back into the game, or I should just say checking into the game. We haven't seen Makovic in 3-4 games. They'll most likely have him on a minutes restriction tonight and just ease him back into things. Brown outside for Young. Young from the corner, no good. A fight for the rebound, claimed by Jackson Bell. Hamilton underneath for O'Malley. Right back out for Hamilton. He lets it fly, no good. Pearson Young comes away with a board, just heaving it for some help. He got pushed out of bounds. Makovic wasn't ready for it. And now those two are butting heads after the and one. O'Malley, a 69% free throw shooter, converts on the and one. Makovic with the inbound. Back down to a 7-point game. It does feel like we've had a shift in momentum as O'Malley claims his first steal of the day. Morse on Makovic. Great defense. Back out Hamilton. He tries to pass while he's in the air. A trailing Michael Gray disrupted his shot. And another turnover. Very uncharacteristic start for the Roanoke Maroons, but Hillary Scott senses the shift in momentum that is starting to surface. 16-9 our score, 8:19 left to go here in the first half. And we welcome you back into the Hill City. Lynchburg out in front of the Roanoke Maroons. The Hornets 5-1 on their home floor this season. Roanoke 2-1 on the road. Hart, they'll call it a three. It initially looked like he had a toe on the line, but they'll give it to him. Perchance might just be the angle of me at midcourt up in the rafters. Nonetheless, 19-9, back up to double digits for Lynchburg. As Hart connects on his second three of the day, the first time this season that Jake Hart has made 2 threes. Makovic let the ball roll out of bounds. He thought Lynchburg had possession. Morgan to inbound underneath. Bell in the corner. No good, but a foul on Makovic as he ran right through the chest of O'Malley. He just got lost. Pearson Young couldn't find his matchup. Dribble handoff, Morgan. Trapped in the corner. O'Malley underneath. Makovic puts his hand in the cookie jar. Didn't want to make it easy for O'Malley. So the 69% free throw shooter heads back to the charity stripe. Was 1 for 1 before that free throw, now make it 2 for 2. O'Malley had a hot start to last game, had 9 points in the first half. Now he leads the Maroons today in the first half with 5 points thus far. Gray on the curl. Gray rises from the elbow. Michael Gray, cold-blooded. Three-point attempt. Clevenger buries it. A great response from the Maroons. An offense that started really slow, starting to heat right back up. Michael Gray. Oh, a heat check. Marcus Morgan dumps it off O'Malley. He goes up strong through contact. A weight room finish and cuts it back to a 5-point game. 6:40 to go in the first half. Lynchburg leading 21-16. The Roanoke Maroons slowly starting to get their offense figured out. 5 points in the last 40 seconds. As you see, Clay Nunley, who has really been phenomenal during his tenure with the Maroons. 135 and 65 for a winning percentage of 67.5. Prior to arriving at Roanoke, was the head coach at Randolph here in Lynchburg. And before that was the recruiting coordinator for the U.S. Military Academy. Lots of success all throughout his career. Young, outside, Hart in the corner. Michael Gray, no good. Here comes McClary out and running. McClary, coast to coast, no good. Foul was called on Hart. He felt like it was clean. Seems like that happens every time there is a foul called. A player that was charged with the personal doesn't tend to agree with it. McClary drops in the first free throw attempt, shooting 66% from the line this season. Second one is good. Callaway comes in the place of Hart, who has picked up 3 personal fouls. He has 3. Makovic has 2. McClary and Truitt have 2 for Roanoke. Mike Gray for Callaway. Driving, step back jumper, no good. Rebound gathered by Clevenger. Morgan will slow things down. Morgan, a really efficient shooter, just someone that does not like to shoot it from the perimeter. But he's one of those guys that can do a little bit of everything for you. Bell, a three, fouled, count it, and one. A 4-point play, and Roanoke has a chance to take the lead for the first time today. Well, we mentioned that 10-minute mark last game was where Roanoke really woke up. A 27-9 run over the last 10.5 minutes in last game's first half. And it's been the same thing here, and it might have started around 8 minutes rather than 10. They're on a 10-0 run over the last 2 minutes. As Bell cannot connect on the 4-point play. Callaway, pump fake, outside for Buggs. Young with the right hand, that's gonna be a charge, it is. Great spatial awareness from Patrick Clevenger. Looks like he might have gotten banged up. Took a knock to the chin. So he is going to get checked out by the athletic training staff, and O'Malley will re-enter the ball game in his spot. The Hornets scoreless over the last 2 minutes. Roanoke has taken advantage. Fouls have really been a big part of it as well. Kick outside, Bell, another turnover from the Maroons, their 4th of the day. But at one point, the foul differential was Roanoke 5, Lynchburg 2. Roanoke has not moved, but Lynchburg has picked up 8. Roanoke now in the double bonus. Gray trying to bully his way down low, fadeaway jumper. He thought he got hit on the arm, but no call. Somewhat of a frustration foul on the other end as Ryan Truitt now heads to the line for 2 shots. Truitt with a chance to take the lead for the first time today for the Maroons. Can't connect. Gaither back into the game for Roanoke. Gaither, someone that really doesn't shoot it a whole lot, but very efficient when he does. As Truitt gives the Maroons the advantage. Under 5 to go here in the first half. It was all Lynchburg early on. Roanoke has battled back. Great pump fake right there from Buggs, but a slow first step allows O'Malley to get back into the picture. Buggs over for Young from way downtown, no good. Callaway an offensive rebound, a fight for it underneath, and a foul awarded to Gaither. That is Gaither's first personal. Now 16 fouls on the Maroons. Lynchburg will be in the bonus after the next foul. Young's just got to get it in. Hooks up with Buggs. High post Faust. For Gray, lost the handle, gets it right back. Poked away out of bounds, last touched by Truitt. Truitt also a great perimeter defender. Half a steal per game so far this season through 14. Gray to inbound. Easy pass to Faust. Now Young pulls up top of the key. Young! Count it! Lynchburg back out in front by a point. Underneath O'Malley, a cutting Morgan. Through contact, doesn't get the shooter's touch, but another trip to the charity stripe. We'll take another look. You see the clear swipe of the arm from Gray. Or pardon me, that foul was actually called on Bugs. So they'll say Bugs caught him with the body instead of the swipe from Gray, as Morgan ties us back up at 23 apiece. Morgan, a 64% shooter from the free throw line. Knocks that one through. Gets them both in Roanoke, back up by one. At the angle, it's Callaway. For a curling Michael Gray. And the pass is sent back. The long arms of the 6'10" junior. Stanley, someone whose stats aren't necessarily sexy by any means, but plays his role and does so very well. Inbound for Young. Young, a fadeaway three, rolls out. Great rebound off the physical box out from Jackson Bell. Morgan draws a double team. Around the horn, Gaither wide open. And another foul on a three-point attempt. The second time today in a matter of minutes. Those are the kind of mistakes that can really hurt you, especially when you're battling against one of the nation's best. Roanoke, a team that's currently still receiving votes right outside the top 25, fighting for a spot in the national ranks, as Gaither, an 80% free throw shooter, misses the first. Roanoke has had some big games this season, most notable against Hampton-Sydney. That was an 80-85 loss on the road at Hampton-Sydney. They currently sport a 3-game winning streak, all against Big Ten foes. Pardon me, not Big Ten, against ODAC foes. That's the Indiana Hoosier in me slowly coming out. Rebound corralled by Eli Thomas. Kirsten Young looks to orchestrate from the logo. And Nellison in for the game for the first time today. Over for Young. Now Faust at the baseline from 18 feet, no good. Thomas tried to track down the rebound, but Morgan beat him to the spot. Morse over for Stanley. And once again, another foul on the Hornets. Lynchburg with 14 personal fouls. We're not even through the first half. And the second time today we've seen it as a Hornet tried to battle through a screen. This time it was Henderson. That sends Marcus Morgan back to the stripe. First free throw is good. Free throw wise today, Roanoke 10 of 18, which isn't spectacular by any means. They are a team that shoots it at a 68% clip. But the disparity in free throw attempts is eye-opening, to say the least. The Hornets 0 for 2 from the stripe. And it all boils down to the fouls. Roanoke has been in the bonus for about 7 minutes. And the fouls have just tacked on and continue to hurt Lynchburg. Henderson, he draws a whistle, and now he'll be awarded with 1 and 1. Desmond Hopkins also checked into the game on that last series. on this season. Henderson shooting 58% from the free throw line. And the big fella keeps it at a 3-point game. Top of the arc, it's the freshman guard, Truitt. Truitt. That should be a travel, but it wasn't awarded. Count it, and the foul. Hillary Scott is livid on the sideline. He's got to be careful. And there's the tech. And bad just became worse. I mean, you do have to understand where he's coming from. That foul has been called all night long. As the crowd applauds the first miss from Morse. He was 1 for 1 from the stripe before this trip. Finds the back end. And while Scott is clearly upset with the officiating here tonight, anytime there's a foul differential where it's doubled, more so. It's 7-15 right now. More times than not, there is an argument for it. But it's also been the play style. You have to credit Roanoke for the physicality that they brought to this game. And Lynchburg's entire defense right now is centered around weak side help. Where at the beginning of this game, they got a couple of blocks and great contests, but eventually those started to turn into fouls. Meanwhile, on the other end, Lynchburg not really attacking the basket with the same kind of ferocity that Roanoke has here in the first half. Young, straightaway three. No good, back iron. Faust the offensive rebound. Underneath, Henderson going up strong, count it, and one! This time, Nunley not too happy on the sideline. That's just the game we live in, folks. Everybody's innocent. Henderson converts on the n one. 26-30 with 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Underneath, Morse had the seal on the undersized Young. Back up to a 6-point lead. And Nellison for Hopkins in the corner. Hopkins, a floater. Draws the back of the rim. Nunley tells his point guard Truitt to slow things down as the 6'1 freshman out of Baltimore, Maryland will orchestrate the offense. Truitt weaving his way through traffic, a corner pass for Colin Fade. Back up top. Morgan hesitated on the three-pointer, just trying to get Young to bite, able to drive in, tipped outside. Here's a triple. No good. Henderson the rebound. Lynchburg's looking to go for the 2-for-1. Henderson able to control it. Nellison, no hesitation. The definition of a stretch four. The Maroons will hold for the final shot here in the first half, leading by 3. Morgan backing down Young. Opposite side corner, Morse a 3, no good. They'll get another shot off, no they will not. Colin Fade couldn't get it up in time. Hillary Scott is pumped up going to the locker room. A ferocious start to the second game here in Turner this evening. We've seen 2 technicals awarded to the Lynchburg sideline tonight. First one, Allison Nichols and company in the women's game. Nonetheless, Scott and company trailing by 3 as we head to the half. Stick with us here on LHSN. We'll step aside for about 10 minutes and come right back with some halftime statistics for you through the first 20 minutes. 20 minutes down, 20 to go. Here is the Lynchburg Hornets play host to the Roanoke Maroons, trailing by 3 at the midway mark. Let's take a look at the numbers through the first 20 minutes of action between these two conference foes. It's been a slow shooting night on both ends, but the three-point shooting has been rather consistent for both sides. That's really been the lifeline for both of these teams trying to get back into it. Also, consistency and a little bit of evenness in both the rebounding margin and the turnover column. The big discrepancy in the first half that brought a whole lot of attention and chaos was the foul column. Lynchburg with 16 personal fouls through the first 20 minutes, just 8 for the Roanoke Maroons. They were really able to get back into this game because of the foul trouble that Lynchburg got into. Not only did they have to take guys out like Jake Hart, who was running the point guard position and really being a defensive menace and slowing down McClary here tonight, but free throws galore for the Roanoke Maroons. They shot 22 times from the charity stripe. Meanwhile, Lynchburg just 4 attempts. The Hornets went 1 for 4. The Maroons 13 of 22. That is what's really keeping Lynchburg in this game. At first, it felt like the Hornets should be up by a baker's dozen. And now on the other side, it feels like Roanoke should be up by that much. And they're keeping Lynchburg into this game because an inability to capitalize on those miscues from the Hornets. We also did see a technical foul awarded to Hillary Scott in the first half after it felt like he had seen enough with the officiating, at least from his perspective thus far. Nonetheless, Roanoke will begin with possession at midcourt. I mentioned Hart doing a great job slowing down McClary. Came into this game 4th in the ODAC in points per game at 17.1. He currently has just 2. 0 for 4 from the field. His only points coming from the free throw line. And he's a guy that had a lot of success against the Hornets last season. Scored 16 and 17 in the 2 matchups against Lynchburg as he drops Hart right there, but once again continues his cold night from the floor. Outlet pass, fast, goes up and puts it through. Lynchburg brings it back down to a 1-point ball game. Those outlet passes, that's something that I got the chance to talk about with Coach Hillary Scott earlier this week. As Hart takes a big shove on the screen from O'Malley, he will be awarded with a foul. That will be his first team for Roanoke here in the second half. But going back to that outlet pass, that was something that I talked really a lot about with Scott, and he was telling me over and over again, you know, obviously we have a couple of turnovers with those passes, but I want to trust my guards. Despite us having issues with turnovers this year, more times than not, those result in buckets. Mike Gray got it, no whistle, but he'll take the triple. It looked like he had gotten tapped on that arm. We've seen 2 fouls on 3-point attempts tonight that have both been called on Lynchburg. Nonetheless, it gives the Hornets the lead as Marcus Morgan will head to the free throw line. So second personal foul on Pearson Young, first for the Hornets here in the second half. And it's not Morgan, pardon me, this is Gavin O'Malley. Gets the roll. O'Malley leading the team now with 8 points. He's 4 for 6 from the free throw line. And after that Pearson Young foul, Lynchburg now has 6 players with 2 or more fouls. Only 1 with 3, however, with Hart, who brings it across the timeline. A tie ball game here with 18:45 to go. Young running the 2-man game with Brown. Back up, Hart, he's 2 for 2. Can't get it to go. Out of bounds, last touched by Roanoke. I mentioned it earlier, Hart, someone who doesn't really let it fly from downtown very often. This is the only game this season where he's had 2 3-point makes. Mike Gray left open in the corner, but an offensive foul on Jamarcus Brown left him wide open. That's got to be the 4th or 5th foul we've seen tonight just on screens alone, whether it's illegal screens on the offense or running through them on the defense. This has been a very physical game. Yeah, but that's the right call. 34-34. McClary. An angle 3 put away by Clevenger. And what feels like a 6-point swing after Gray's 3 was waved off because of the foul. Now he just heaves one. Fouls tries to track it down, couldn't get there in time. Mike Gray, while he does lead Lynchburg in scoring with 8 points, hasn't necessarily been his most efficient night by any means. 3 of 10 from the field. And McClary earns another trip to the stripe. Fouls continue to be an issue for Lynchburg tonight. Their 3rd of the half through the opening 2 minutes and a quarter. That is also the 4th personal foul on Hart. He will most likely head to the sideline after this free throw attempt. And it's a shame that we lost Hart because he is having a really great day in the short minutes he has been awarded. 13 minutes tonight, 6 points on 2 of 3 shooting from deep. 2 rebounds, 2 assists. And I mean, that's in such a small sample size of just 13 minutes. But he will most likely be on that bench for probably the next 10. That is not what you wanted to start out the second half with. Is more of the same in terms of foul trouble from the last half. Pearson Young is shaken up, gingerly hobbling on that left foot. Roanoke feels like it should be their ball because it just went right off the backboard. They're correct. Nonetheless, there was also contact in the lane when Young was driving in, so maybe a makeup call, but I don't know. Desmond Hopkins, the freshman, an errant pass leads to an unforced error and a turnover. Those are the kind of things that have really killed Lynchburg this season. Turnovers where the defense hasn't really done anything. Obviously, they're denying the inbound pass, but that's a routine play. That was a jump ball thrown up right into the lap of Marcus Morgan. And this is not the guy you want to send to the charity stripe. Marcus Morgan tied for 4th most attempts in the ODAC for free throws coming into today with 74 on the season. Morgan was 5 for 5 from the free throw line before those 2 attempts. Now make it 6 for 7. Back up to his 6-point lead. Jamarcus Brown fading away at this stripe. Left rim. Rebound corralled by McClary. Now he wants to push. And a bounce pass that he couldn't connect with. Marcus Morgan watched it roll out of play. 6 turnovers today for the Roanoke Maroons. Nellison, he'll try it from deep. Nellison knocks in a 3, cuts the deficit in half. And the Hornet crowd starting to provide some juice. Illegal screen called on the Maroons. This one's on O'Malley. That's his second, team second. Mike Gray on the curl for three, no good. Rebound corralled by O'Malley. Bell for O'Malley to Morgan. Right back to Bell. McClary wants the freshman. Around the horn to Morse. That shot clock now at 10. Bell calling for it. They left the shooter open, and he can't make him pay for it. Fouls calling for it underneath. It'll be a foul on O'Malley, his second foul in a matter of minutes. Now up to 3 personals. They'll take him out and give him a rest as Patrick Clevenger takes his spot. This Roanoke team, very experienced. Almost all juniors and seniors in terms of where their main production comes from. Mike Gray, a nice floater, can't get the shooter's touch. A hot start, but has slowly gone quiet. Nellison, what a block! Not today! Look at the big man jump. And the struggles from the field continue for McClary. 0 for 6 from the floor. Strong finish from Joshua Morse. His 5th points on the day. Hopkins needing some help, being harassed by the ODAC leader in steals. Jamarcus Brown left wide open. Jamarcus cashes in from the corner. Lynchburg back down by just 2. We'll keep it here for a moment. 42-40. Actually, we'll call an audible. Full timeout, 60-second break. 42-40, Lynchburg trailing. A heavyweight battle between 2 conference foes. The Lynchburg Hornets hosting the Roanoke Maroons, trail by just 2 points. It's been back and forth all evening long. The Hornets started with a big advantage. Roanoke then battled back as Lynchburg got themselves into foul trouble. Then we've traded punches here through the first 5 minutes of the second half. It's been scoring by committee from both of these teams. No player has reached double-digit points yet tonight. McClary drives in with the left hand, smothered by 4 defenders, still puts up a floater. Basket no good, but another foul called on Lynchburg. This one given to Jonathan Faust, his second. now make that 7 Lynchburg Hornets with 2 or more fouls. Oh my, I am incorrect. As McClary converts on the free throw. Now 5 for 5 from the free throw line. There are 9 Hornets now with 2 or more fouls. The only one with more than 2 is Hart with 4. Picked that one up with a quarter past 18. He will most likely be out for another 5 minutes at least. Hopkins continuing to be harassed. McClary poked it away. Hopkins just gave up on it. But he claims it right back. And a foul. I believe the foul is going to be awarded to Bell. And it will. That's his first. The team's 4th. Lynchburg with 5 team fouls, the Maroons with 4. I mean, Hopkins is an inexperienced guard. In his freshman campaign, hasn't necessarily seen a whole lot of playing time. So far this year, he's only appeared in 4 games and played 45 total minutes. That is the 3rd least on this Lynchburg roster. Already with 1 turnover tonight. Jamarcus Brown! He's heating up! Back-to-back threes for Jamarcus. Cuts the lead back down to 1. The Maroons looking for a counterattack. It's McClary. Bringing down the temperature in Turner Gymnasium tonight. He's been ice cold. 0 for 8. Bugs. Drops it off. Jamarcus Brown. An athletic finish, high flying down the left side. Lynchburg takes the lead back for the first time in 20 minutes. It's Morse at the top of the key. Outside, Clevenger lets it go. An air ball. Offensive rebound, Marcus Morgan. And he draws a foul. Boos rain down from the Lynchburg crowd. A lot of hands on heads. It's the 6th team foul for Lynchburg. 6.5 minutes into the second half. Morse, turnstile on Bugs. Drew contact, but no whistle. A great follow, and McClary finally takes the lid off the cylinder. His first field goal of the day. You got to remember, McClary came into this game averaging 17.1 points per game and also a phenomenal distributor. Leads the ODAC in assists. He only has 2 as of right now. Also someone who is very accustomed to causing chaos and poking balls free to help turn defense into offense, pardon me. Averages 2.4 steals per game. I mean, that's unbelievable. And he's someone who's only gotten better with time. He's aged like fine wine. The last 2 seasons, he set a career high in the ODAC quarterfinal. This season, he already has a season high of 31 points. 31 points against the Hampton-Sydney Tigers. A big game where you need your big players to play like it. And he did. 8 for 10 from deep. He's been relatively quiet tonight. 8 points. 6 of them have come from the free throw line. And free throws will most likely be the story of this game. 30 attempts for Roanoke, just 4 for Lynchburg. The Maroons come out in a zone. Ellison off for Bugs. Brown left wide open. Extra pass. Thomas. He'll head to the free throw line. Thomas, one of 2 players today that's been to the free throw line. He went 0 for 2 earlier on in the first half. Thomas, a 50% shooter from the free throw line on the season. Got the first one. That ties us up at 46. So Pearson Young was getting a little bit of treatment from the athletic training staff while he was on the sideline. Now he returns to the contest and takes the place of Hopkins. Second free throw attempt from Thomas rattles in. Lynchburg back out in front. 12:45 to go. Lynchburg has made 3 of their last shots from the floor. And another foul on a screen. This time it's on the defense. Jamarcus Brown ran through the chest of Joshua Morse. That'll be 1 and 1. Brown charged with his 3rd foul of the day. I mean, this is unbelievable how many fouls we've seen tonight, especially from Lynchburg. Free throw's no good. Buggs climbs the ladder. Lynchburg holds on to a 1-point lead. The Maroons back in man defense. Young had it knocked away, able to regather. Jamarcus lost his dribble. Steal by Morgan. Morgan the other way, sent back! Eli Thomas! This is when you gotta watch the emotions. He picked up a technical foul 2 games ago when he got really passionate. He showed the juice right there, but able to reel it in just enough. That's the second highlight block we've seen tonight from the Hornets. McClary doing a great job on the inside, putting Young on his back. Outside Morgan, underneath for Morse on the low block. Double team comes from Thomas. Back up top, straightaway 3, McClary no good. McClary 1 for 9 on the day. Pearson Young will slow things down. Young for Brown, across the key, spinning back. Jamarcus Brown doing what he does best. Beautiful footwork on the interior. Lynchburg up by 3. Still a 1-possession game. McClary hesitates. Morse spinning inside. No good, but another foul. The 8th of the half. I mean, Lynchburg might go back-to-back halves with allowing Roanoke to be in the double bonus by the midway point. Unbelievable. Absolutely astonishing. Flabbergasting. First free throw attempt. Falls through. A host of substitutions for the Maroons. Bell and Truitt check into the ball game. O'Malley awaiting to come in for the shooter in Morse. O'Malley really the only player for the Maroons in foul trouble. He currently has 4. That's something if you're Lynchburg you're mindful of and try and draw a 5th. Pearson Young, errant pass picked away. The other way, Jackson Bell drumps it off McClary. McClary goes up and puts it in. Count it, and the foul. An impressive finish on a night where McClary really has not been able to buy a bucket, but somehow in double figures. I say somehow, but it's the free throws. 6 for 6 from the line. 2 for 10 from the floor. Merely 20% today for a guy that shoots 50% from the field. Also, that foul on Jamarcus was his fourth. So now 2 Hornets with 4 fouls. They're both on this sideline. Faust came in to replace him. Bugs spinning inside, draws a whistle. And a look of confusion from Patrick Clevenger amongst us all. A common trend from this evening. McClary heads to the sideline. Marcus Morgan will take his position. Young in the corner. Can't connect from 19. Bell on Thomas. Rejects the screen, heads to the baseline. A floater. Beautiful touch. Bell now with 8 points tonight on 3 of 5 shooting. Lynchburg trailing by a bucket. Bugs underneath. Bugs bullying his way inside. No good. Last touch out of bounds by Thomas. Hillary Scott once again livid on the sideline. And Morse comes right back in for O'Malley. Trying to preserve him for as much time as possible. I mean, this has been a fight here today between these two teams. Lynchburg has proven they are tough to beat at home. Really gave Hampton-Sydney a fight, especially when they were heavily manned down. No foul called. Wow. Hillary Scott's at midcourt. He's not having it. 5-point lead. I mean, when a guy goes tumbling to the deck like that, most of the time it isn't because his shoelace is untied. 5-point game. Young draws contact. There's the whistle. That'll be 1-1. It has been a slow game tonight with the most whistles we have seen in Turner all season long. Pearson Young with a chance to cut into the deficit. For as great of a shooter that he is from the field, 45% and 36% from deep, 52 from the line. It's the first. Coming into today, free throws have really been a big storyline for Lynchburg. They are last in the ODAC for free throw percentage at 58%, but their opponents are second to last at 63%. So they haven't been drowning by any means in that, but it certainly hasn't helped. I talked to Scott earlier this week about if he felt like maybe the rims were off in Turner Gymnasium, and that's why everybody can't shoot free throws in here. He chuckled and said, I hope not. You're going to make me start diving in to away percentage versus home percentage. Kick out McClary from the angle. McClary connects! Back up to a 6-point lead. That's been the highest margin here in the second half. Thomas for Young, harassed, no whistle. Young once again inside, count it, and the foul! The fans are on their feet. Pearson Young has come alive. A really slow start today. He's shooting 3 for 13 from the floor, but he's 3 for 3 from the stripe with 7 rebounds and a block. He has slowly been working his way back. You saw earlier he was gingerly tending to his ankle. Thomas hustling for the ball, and a foul? Wow. I'm just going to let the crowd speak. There has been a lot of controversy tonight surrounding free throw shooting. I mean, it's normally dead silent on these attempts. But not tonight. They'll bring the juice again. This silencer right there from Morgan. That was the third personal foul on Eli Thomas. 4-point game. Gray rises from 15, no good. Rebound scooped up by Morse. 8 minutes left to be played. It was at this stage 20 minutes ago where the complete complexion of this game changed as Roanoke began to string together a long run. Out of bounds, dribbled off his foot. Clock will stop at 7:44. Mike Gray will slowly bring it across the timeline, takes a high screen from Henderson, puts the defender on his back. Now a floater. Michael Gray, a big-time bucket. The backcourt has been slowly trudging tonight for the Hornets. Pearson Young, 3 of 13. Michael Gray, 4 of 14. Nonetheless, Lynchburg finds themselves in a heavyweight matchup. Taken away by Gray. He's got Faust out in front, shielding defenders. Gray goes up, can't get the roll, but earns a trip to the charity stripe. This will be his first time tonight as you see him pick the pockets of Bell. The roof would have come off this place if he had banked that one home. Gray is the 4th Hornet to head to the line tonight. Lynchburg is just 6 of 9, which by their standards is actually spectacular. What a great night from the charity stripe for Lynchburg, shooting 70%. Once again, this is a team that averages 58% from the free throw line. Gray with a chance to tie, a 53% shooter from the line. Got them both. Eight for 11. I think that might be the most miraculous thing we've seen tonight from Lynchburg. Relentless defense on the perimeter from the Hornets. Bell. Now Morgan. Working on Thomas, taking him down low. Kick outside, extra pass. McClary for 3, no good. A beautiful offensive rebound. Sets up Bell, catch and shoot, no good. Faust tracking down the rebound, hauls it in. Outlet pass, Thomas. Thomas banging down low, and a charge. We'll have to take another look at that one. You can see quick passing right there. Young gets it out in front. Were the feet moving? That's a bang-bang play. That's one where it's always arguable on both sides. It looks like they're going to take another glance at it, unless this is just a media timeout. Nonetheless, the 4th personal foul on Eli Thomas. 3 Lynchburg Hornets now have 4 fouls. A team that's already, quite frankly, a little bit thin in terms of depth with injuries, especially when you've got two guys playing with Makovic and Young, who are quite clearly not playing at 100%, but you got to tip your cap to them, and just the hustle and the wanting to play and wanting to add anything you can to help your team, despite Lynchburg knows that they can't keep going too far into that backcourt. When you've got Hart with 4, you've got Thomas with 4, and Jamarcus, well, he's still in the front court, a guy that can handle the ball pretty well and hold his own with a dribble. So 58-58 is where we stand with 6:33 left to be played. Roanoke with possession. Three Hornets in double figures, with Gray leading with 12, Jamarcus and Young with 10. McClary, despite his cold night from the floor, shooting 3 for 12, leads the charge offensively with 13 points. Both teams in the double bonus moving forward. Morgan. Great hang in the air. He has really had a spectacular night tonight. 11 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. A guy that already has 2 double-doubles this season, had 4 a season ago. Mike Gray, heat check, downtown, Michael Gray! Count it! 1-point game, 6 minutes to go. Beautiful contest from Young. Nonetheless, good defense, better offense. Gray, his defender dropped. He puts it up. Young, a nice long rebound. His 8th of the game. Hornets down by 1. Entry pass denied. Shot clock under 10. Gray's got to go. Step back from way downtown. Air ball. Thomas right there. Thomas gets the follow. Lynchburg back out in front by 1. McClary left wide open in the corner. Now a floater. George! Beautiful awareness from Mike Gray. Slide right outside the restricted area. He saw that one coming. 63-62, under 5 minutes to go. Michael Gray brings it across the timeline. Guarded by McClary. Takes a screen from Henderson. Back out Young. Back iron. Rebound gathered by Morse. McClary wants to go. He'll back down Gray. Gray pokes it away. Nonetheless, the Maroons hang on. Henderson heads to the sideline. The athletic freshman Jamarcus comes back in. McClary right over to Morgan. He's being face guarded by Young. Let him have it there. Bell wide open. Didn't want to take it. Throw him a lob underneath, but the two can't connect, and a foul on Bell out of frustration. Jonathan Faust will head to the free throw line. Ladies and gentlemen, hold your breath. Jamarcus Brown struggled with the free throws early on this season and slowly started to pick up that percentage. He's shooting at 42%. Went 2 for 3 last game. Back iron. Missed them both. Pearson Young calling out the Roanoke offense. Knows exactly what's coming. McClary spinning inside. Can't get the finish. Offensive rebound. Blocked by Jamarcus. It's a fight for it. Jump ball. Lynchburg has possession. What a sequence. And Jake Hart comes back into the game for the first time since our clock read 17:45. He will take the place of Eli Thomas. The whole starting lineup back in the game for Lynchburg. Matched by the starting 5 of Roanoke. Gray inside through traffic, no good. Brown the follow, it's through. Banks it home, Lynchburg up by 3. Clevenger, dribble handoff for Morgan. He looks to attack, underneath, bounce pass offline. Lynchburg with a big chance here to seize some real momentum and turn the tide. Hart met by Bell at the half-court line. Faust hit the deck. Gray, left open, Gray. He was fouled. McClary was on the deck in his landing space. So by rule, because he wasn't given an area to come down, he gets 2 free throws. Not exactly sure how McClary ended up on the deck. It seems like his legs might have just gotten tangled up. As him and Mike both give each other a pat on the back. Gray went 2 for 2 his last trip to the free throw line. Got the front end here. Now with 16 points. He's averaging 17 in his last 6 games. Right on cue. 3 minutes to go, 5-point advantage for the home team. Morgan has his step on Hart and a whistle on Jake Hart. He's done for the day. Just 14 minutes of action. Eli Thomas has already stood up on that bench. He's ready to jump right back onto the floor. Eli Thomas heads back to the scores table. Oh, Scott really had to think about that one. Now Thomas hasn't had the best day on this stat sheet when you first look at it. I mean, he's doing more of what he always does. He's only taking 2 shots, but he's 1 for 2 with 4 points, 6 boards, and a block to go along with it. The definition of a glue guy. First free throw from Morgan is good. He is someone that has really impressed today with his athleticism and getting to the line, which is something we knew coming into it. But again, he has struggled at the rim, 2 of 8 today. Timeout taken by Hillary. 67-64, 2:45 left to go here from the Hill City. Stick with us in the latter stages. And we welcome you back into the Hill City here in Turner Gymnasium. It's the Lynchburg Hornets out in front of the Roanoke Maroons looking for a signature win here on Wayne Profit Court. It was a game of runs in the first half after Lynchburg jumped out to a wide advantage by 13. Roanoke slowly climbed back and then went to the locker room with a 3-point lead. And we've been trading punches ever since here in the last 17 minutes and some change. Lynchburg will start with possession. Two Hornets with 4 fouls. One has already fouled out. Michael Gray from way downtown, no good. Rebound corralled by Morgan. Here comes McClary the other way. Clevenger hesitates, kicks outside. McClary a straightaway 3 off the back of the rim. Sky-high rebound for Mr. Windex as Thomas collects his 8th rebound. 2 minutes to go. Thomas at the top of the key. They'll give it to the freshman Jamarcus. Driving, baseline on Morse, spinning back, right hand, up and in. Shake and bake from Jamarcus Brown. No whistle was called. Morgan ended up on the deck. Now do you push or do you slow things down? Young will want to run the half-court set. Tosses one up. Taken by Faust. Gray stumbling around the curl. Just throws it off the leg of Clevenger. And Hillary Scott will want to talk things over. 1:23 to go. Hornets out in front by 5. What do you draw up? Who do you go to? Michael Gray leading the charge tonight with 17 points. He has let it fly from downtown. That's certainly an understatement. 3 for 11 from deep. He has been extraordinarily aggressive. He's got Jamarcus Brown right behind him with 14 on a much more efficient 6 for 9 from the field, 2 of 3 from deep. Meanwhile, the backcourt tandem of Marcus Morgan and Joshua McClary combined for 26 with 13 respectively. But as a tandem, that group is 5 for 23 from the field. McClary and alongside the big fella O'Malley are the two still in foul trouble with 4. And that's something you need to be extra cognizant about in a tightly contested matchup such as this one, because we could have 5 more minutes to go after regulation. Mike Gray will be the inbound man. They run a stack, backdoor for Young, had it poked away. Well, that's what you had drawn up out of the timeout. Now where do you go? Roanoke wants it reviewed. And they'll head to the scores table. So they're going to take another look at this. From the angle that we have, it might be a little tough to overturn. Students still not in class yet here at Lynchburg, so we're a little short-staffed, but we've got our photographer running camera tonight for her first time. She's done a spectacular job. One-man producer, director, graphics, Mr. Joshua Smith running it all. Great job on the replay as the call confirmed. You can see the fans in attendance tonight. No students in class, but the swim and track team have both shown up with a whole lot of support for the Hornets tonight. Young will inbound up for Jamarcus, trying to just get the tip. Earns a trip to the stripe. Joshua Morse didn't agree with the call. There's been a whole lot of debating fouls, and in all honesty, I don't think that was against Morse. That one looked like it was Morgan who drew the body. Oh. It's been that kind of night for the officials. Brown misses the front end. Jamarcus Brown shooting a balming 46% from the charity stripe this year. Gets a big one. McClary moving quickly. McClary, right hand, goes up, no good. Faust the rebound, he's fouled. Two more free throws upcoming for the Hornets. And a big time win is starting to brew here in the Hill City. Coming into this game on paper, Roanoke is the kind of team that you would think has Lynchburg's number. And historically, they have. In the last 10 meetings between these two teams, Roanoke has won every single matchup. As Faust can't connect on the front end. And in those 10 meetings, they've done so convincingly. In the last 10 meetings, they've won by an average of 16.8 points. There's a big one from Faust. 7-point advantage. McClary once again looking to go quick, just right back to that right hand. Dumps it off. Turnover. Uncharacteristic night with 13 turnovers. Lynchburg with 10. This might be the only time this season where they've won the turnover battle and kept it under 15. .106 to go, press coverage all across the board. Young gets it away. The heave to Brown. Wide open, Faust. Throw it down! McClary, outside, Bell, a three, no good. Rebound, Brown. And this one is all but sealed. The Maroons have done a good job of sending the right guys to the free throw line in Faust and Brown, but so far they've done everything they've needed to, even if it's just splitting a pair. A big stage right here for the freshman. He can put it to double digits. There you go. 3 for 4. Jamarcus Brown, a phenomenal night from the charity stripe. A gritty game all throughout. McClary counted and the foul. Well, that doesn't get us to the point where it changes things quite yet, but it keeps us moving. He can make it an 8-point game with a free throw attempt right here. Dak down to 8. 75-67. Thomas just trying to get it in, dishes it off to Gray. Quickly fouled. 2 more free throws. That one is given to Morse, his 4th. You've got to be mindful of those fouls. You already lost O'Malley with 5. He finished his night with 9 points, going 2 for 2 from the field, 5 of 7 from the stripe. Mike Gray once again teetering around that 20 mark. He had only scored in double figures once in his career up until this stretch. It was a 10-point performance against Warren Wilson where almost everybody scored double digits, and the 3rd most points that Lynchburg had ever scored in a single game. Mike Gray with 19 tonight. He has been spectacular. Wow, counted in the foul once again. Almost identical trips down the floor for Roanoke. And McClary, who really had a quiet night, is on the brink of picking up 6 points in 5 seconds. I mean, he might crack 20. He started this game 2 of 10. Not exactly sure what the stoppage is here. I'll tell Thomas he can run along the baseline. Over the top for Mike Gray. Lost it. Marcus Morgan will go straight to the rim. Count it and the foul. We've got a ball game. That changes the complexion entirely. And Morgan has been old reliable from the stripe tonight, 9 for 11. He took a practice free throw. I have never seen that. The crowd is livid. Faust is fouled on the rebound. Tonight, Lynchburg, 16 of 23, a team percentage of 70%. Jonathan Faust, 1 for 4. And this is a stage where you just beg for one. Two would be enough to make it a 3-possession game. First one is in. Lynchburg has not had a game this season with more than 14 free throw makes. That was against Newport News Apprentice School. Tonight they sit with 17. 6-point game. 2 possessions. McClary doesn't get the and one this time. Keeps it to 4. What a ball game. The longest game we've had in Turner all season long. And we've had a few go to overtime. A combined 55 fouls called tonight. 55. 30 on Lynchburg, 25 on Roanoke. It hasn't necessarily been overly sloppy. 13 turnovers for Roanoke, 4 for Lynchburg. The Hornets have shot 40% from the field, 36% from 3, and 68% from the line. For Roanoke, 38% from the field, 25% from deep. Only 5 for 20 from deep for Roanoke. This is a team that shoots 40% from 3 usually. And from the free throw line, 27 for 41. 27 for 41 attempts. Unbelievable how many free throw attempts we've seen in this game. 17 for 25. I mean, that's the most attempts Lynchburg has had all year. I can say with confidence without looking at it, this is the most that Roanoke has had as well. They've also done a great job of forcing the issue and causing a lot of steals. 7 tonight. Roanoke leads the ODAC in steals per game with 8.6. And they're looking for a big one here. 20.4, 4-point game. Thomas the inbound. Gets it to Young. The trap comes. He's pushed out of bounds. So he burns about 2 seconds, 2.4 seconds off the clock. And Pearson Young heads to the line. He shot 3 for 3 from there today. You need every point you can get right now. Roanoke on a 7-1 run over the last 20 seconds. Playing this game back and forth. Short on this second attempt. McClary's got to go. He needs something quick. Bell at the angle. Bell connects. 2-point game. 8.5 to go. High dramatics here tonight from the Hill City. Moments ago, it felt like it was all Lynchburg and they were walking out of here with a win. 40 seconds, up by double digits. But playing the free throw game, the Maroons, a 3-pointer, 2 and 1s, and a pair of layups have been all they needed to climb back into this game and give themselves a shot down by 2. Most likely we'll see them trap here, try and force a turnover and take a foul with about 5 or 6 seconds left. Roanoke also does have 2 timeouts still in their back pocket. Lynchburg with 1. So if you can't get the inbound here with Thomas, you can always tell him, call the timeout. We can try it again. This time he can run along the baseline. Lynchburg with a stack formation that runs from the 3-point line to half court. And a foul was called before the ball was inbounded. I did not see who it was on. So the foul was called on Bell, but who's the shooter is the big question. Jamarcus Brown. Brown tonight, 3 of 4 from the line. Jamarcus Brown, a 46% shooter from the free throw line. If you were gonna foul someone, this is who the Maroons wanted. The biggest free throw of his freshman season. Rattles out. Faust fighting for the loose ball. Clevenger brings it in. 6.4 on the clock. Maroons down by 2. Both teams still with 1 timeout remaining. I mean, this is when you ask the big question, do you go for the win or do you go for the tie and test your luck in overtime? A big play design and call right here from head coach Clay Nunley. The Hornets are fighting for a signature win in their 6th conference game of the season. The last 2 games, both wins for Lynchburg on the road by a combined 5 points. And more nail-biting action here tonight. They could not advance the ball, so they will have to go the length of the court in 6.4. More than doable. If you're Lynchburg, you can't foul. Roanoke in the double bonus. Another timeout. And I could be wrong, but I had an understanding that you could not call consecutive timeouts. Timeout Lynchburg? Pardon me. This is why we've got such a good producer. Josh is helping me out. I thought we were about to have a technical foul awarded, or at least just a misunderstanding between Division I and Division III. Nonetheless, timeout taken by Lynchburg. Roanoke with 1 timeout remaining, Lynchburg with none. But a good idea from Scott just to get an idea of what's coming your way. But, of course, Nunley can come back, draw something else up, and hit you a different way. But the story remains the same. 6.4, down by 2. You need to go the length of the floor. It's been McClary and Morgan that have gotten Roanoke back into this game. That 2-headed monster in the backcourt. For Lynchburg, you can't let anything go over the top. Clevenger right back to Morgan. Morgan in the corner. Bell for 3. Bell hits it with .2. The Hornets led by double digits with under a minute to go. And Roanoke battles back. It's the sophomore out of Roswell, Georgia, the man that averaged a minute of playing time a season ago. A heartbreaking defeat for Lynchburg. What a game from the Maroons. That shows you this team has potential to go deep into postseason play. A resilient squad, a well-coached team. And tonight, they take home a win. Lynchburg drops their 2nd consecutive game on their home floor. And a 4th consecutive conference win for the Roanoke Maroons. That is a tough one to swallow for Lynchburg. We will see how they respond in their next matchup this Saturday, traveling to Virginia Beach for Virginia Wesleyan. Well, that will do it for us here from Turner Gymnasium. We appreciate you spending your Wednesday night with us. Till next time, have a good one.